Okay, so today guys we are going to work on attaching our fins to our body tube. So in the last video we drew these fin lines on our rocket body, and today we are going to attach, or now we are going to attach the fin to the rocket body. So you'll use all of your fins. Remember that in the second video we rounded all the edges, the outside edges. The one that attaches to the body tube, we should have shaved off that little bump that sometimes happens when we take it out of the balsa. Your fin gets attached, so you have like 4 sides on this, right? You have the short side, you have the longest side, both of those should be sanded. You got the part with the hole in it, and then you have the other one. The other one is what gets attached to our body tube. So you're going to need some glue today, and you are going to need patience. If you don't have patience or some time, don't do this now. Nope, you have to do this part right, otherwise your rocket's going to not fly correctly. Okay? You may need your craft tube or your craft knife if something dries wrong, but when I say you have to have patience, it's because you have to literally wait for the glue to dry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a really, really thin line of glue on my fin line, a thin line of glue on my fin. I'm going to let it dry until it's tacky. Tacky means kind of sticky. And then I'm going to attach them together. When you attach them, you need to make sure that your fin is straight on this line, and that they're all like right lined up down at the bottom of the body tube. You don't want them lined up, you know, one way up here and one way down here, because then it's not going to sit right, it won't fly well. And you want it to be right along that line. You don't want it off to the side, because again, it won't fly correctly. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I'm doing one fin at a time. I am not, you know, putting 3 lines of glue and then waiting till they're all tacky and then trying to race through anything. No, that's why I said you need patience. Okay, thin line of glue. See that? You don't need a whole lot. I'm going to stand it up so it stops rolling away on me. And then here's my glue on my fin. I'll just let it dry a little bit until it's tacky. Okay, so it's pretty sticky now. When I touch it, it's pretty sticky. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to attach the fin to that line right down towards the bottom. Hold it on there pretty well. Resist the urge to wipe the glue. Unless you have somebody helping you and you can hold that, smear that glue, it is fine. You don't want to move that. You don't want to cause your fins to not fly right. See how they're straight on that line? They're not off to the side. They're not askance at all. That's how it needs to be. It really is like watching glue dry. See, I still think that's a little bit early for me to quite let go. When I was watching my glue dry, I was waving my fin around in the air a little bit, or when I was waiting for it to get sticky, just so it gets sticky a little bit sooner. Maybe you did the same thing. I just noticed with the software that I'm using, my lips don't match my voice, and it's really weird. Do you notice that too? Ugh. Okay. All right. So now when you attach the next one, do not attach it to the leg line by chance. attach it to the other fin. Same routine. Thin line of glue. Make sure again you're putting the glue on the right part of the fin, not the longest side, not the side with the hole in it, the other side. Thin line of glue on the fin. See? And then I'm going to wave my arms around and let my fin get a little sticky. Okay, so when I do it again, I'm going to line this up right towards the bottom and right along that line. So fin goes right towards the bottom. I put it right along the line and just hold it and wait for glue to dry. There. This is the part that sometimes your hands get a little wiggly on. Keep checking to make sure they're in the right spot. And if you would like to, if you have time that you can just pause this, let these two dry really, really well before you flip it over and do that other third wing that's over here, that third fin. So these fins should be about a third of the way around your body tube. That's how the fins should be set up, and then the launch lug is right in between two of them. If you have two fins that are really close together, it's because you might have put it on the wrong line, in which case you can take your craft knife and kind of cut along the glue, but be really careful that you don't cut your body tube. I would definitely have a grown-up help you. Oops. See how that kind of fell off because I wasn't holding onto it long enough? That's okay. Just pick it up, put it back on there, right onto the line, and hold it. I let go of it too soon. It wasn't dry enough. Yeah, my other one did too. I see that. Let's see if I can get that. Remember why I said patience? This is why we need it. This is the worst part of putting together the whole rocket, is getting the fins on there. I promise. Ah! See? It's falling apart over there too. Patience. There. I'm going to flip mine upside down, make it stand on its nose, not the end, but make it stand on its nose, so my fins can finish drying before I put on the third fin. I want these two to be dry and set. Okay, that's what I'm going to do, and I have small groups starting in about 15 minutes, so I need to pause and get ready for that. I'll finish in just a minute. While I'm at small group, these things will dry and we'll be in good shape. See you then. Okay, so I finished attaching all my rocket fins. You see how they are about evenly spread out around the tube, the body tube. It's about 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 all the way around. And there were a couple of times that my fins were wiggling around and I had to put them back because I just used a thin line of glue to get them to initially stick on there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a little reinforcing. Okay, so I'm just taking my glue again and I'm going to run a bead of glue right along. Oh, this is not moving very well. Hold on. My glue kind of got stuck. I'm going to run it on a test piece of paper real quick. Squeeze out whatever is stopping it. Well, maybe. Close it. Maybe there's a chunk of dried glue or something in there. Get it out of the way and get my glue all rolling. There it is. Okay. So like I said, I'm just going to run a bead of glue right along each place where my fins join my body. And that's just going to give a little bit more stability so that they don't pop off mid-flight. That is a bad situation. You do not want that to happen. Rockets do not fly very well when they have no fins. Okay, so just taking my nozzle and pushing it right back there, smoothing it out. And then just let it sit and dry. Oops, sorry, you didn't even see any of that. I just ran a thin bead of glue like that along each intersection, like that. Okay, I'll take my finger, go back in there, drive it right over, wipe off any excess, make sure it gets in the groove. Don't push very hard, your fins will fall off again. But wait until that glue is dry before you start doing this stuff. Make sure your fin is still so attached perfectly, okay? Then you are in good shape. Let me know if you have questions.